Beautiful. There we go. Well, happy Thursday, everybody. To all of our Florida family who are on here, I hope you guys have been having fun this week, celebrating and having your award ceremonies. I know there's one more tonight to kind of finish off this. It's kind of like a little tour. But we're sitting up here in Michigan where it's finally getting just a little bit sunnier, a little bit warmer, besides the tornado watch yesterday. My name is JD. I'm your digital marketing and technologies manager, and I'm here to talk about BombBomb. It's one of my favorite tools. If you've heard me talk about it before, you probably know how much how excited I am about this sort of a thing. And this is our third informational on BombBomb this year, and so I wanted to kind of change gears a little bit. My goal is that in the next month or two, I'm actually able to get our BombBomb account rep on the call and do a training right from the source because he is just fantastic. But the first couple sessions, we talked a lot about how to get it set up, how it works, how it can, how you can use the app, how you can use the Gmail integration or just the main dashboard. Today, I wanted to focus in a little bit more on content and how we should be using BombBomb. Now, let me share my screen real quick here because you guys can see that on Schmidt Resources, the most recent BombBomb informational we did or I guess it's actually the February one, so I should update it to the March one, but the last two were the same content. So if you want to go back and watch that and kind of learn a little bit more of what the program does, this is right here for you to do. It's right on schmidtresources.com. In essence, at its core, BombBomb is a video communication tool that allows you to send video through a plethora of ways. Like I said, they have the app, the dashboard, the Gmail integration, which is what I use most of the time, to correspond with your clients, with leads, with friends and family, everybody in your sphere, to connect with them in a more personal way and to kind of really brand yourself as the expert. So it's very, very easy for the consumer. They have no sign in, no download, no anything like that. They just click the link, they watch the video. There's the motion involved. If you guys have seen the BombBomb emails that have been going out, actually, let me pull one of them up real quick from an hour ago. You'll see that has me in motion right there on screen. Every BombBomb video you have, if you send it, it automatically uses a GIF like this to click or to kind of show people visually what the video is, and then they can click on it and watch it. So what I wanted to focus on though is it's a presentation I gave in part in our innovation exchanges for 2022, but it really wraps around here because one of the biggest struggles that people have with BombBomb and frankly taking a step back from just that and video as a whole is, what should my videos be? What sort of content should I be doing in these videos, and who should they be going to? Should this go to my sphere? Should this go to new leads? How do I do, what goes to what goes to the other? All those questions about what the videos should be, that it becomes paralyzing and actually stopping you from using the tool at all, which happens more frequently than I would like. And so I want to make sure that not only do we feel equipped to use the tool, right? Like I know how to open the app and record the video and send it, but that I know what the content is and what sort of stuff I should be doing. Because spoiler alert, my cop-out answer is that anything can be video. Anything could be a video that you're shooting, or any piece of content that you see you could shoot as a video. But that's also not very helpful in a practical sense. So I wanted to do it from a practical sense. Now, what I want to start with is this, like I said, this presentation that I gave specifically in Florida. I believe I did it in Michigan and Ohio last year as well. But to me, what I want to talk about is what makes content valuable or what makes content effective, I guess is maybe a better word. What should you be doing with the videos? So I want to, let me start right here and bring up the slides real quick. Hopefully this works. That's not overly relevant here, but here's what I want to talk about. This to me this is not patented, so you can try to steal it, but I wish that you wouldn't. But when it comes to social media content and digital marketing, specifically when you're working with your sphere, when you're trying to build long-lasting, build, I don't want to use my word in one of the big three here, but when you're trying to last longer than just a transaction, what is the best sort of content to do? And so to me, there's a formula here. There's three main things that are of importance. There's value, there is engagement, and then there is relationships. And you'll see in a few slides that to me, it goes value plus engagement equals relationships. So this is the big three. And we're going to talk a little bit. It's not going to start focused on BombBomb, but I'm going to wrap it back around to that and talk to you about how BombBomb is such a perfect way to apply this methodology. So let's talk about value. When you're thinking of content, when you're thinking of social media content, digital marketing content, what you're putting out there, the number one priority in your head should be value. Value simply means, if my keyboard would work, value simply means what does the person viewing this get from it? Not what do I get out of it? What am I providing somebody that they are going to get from this? Now, I want to make sure I always forget. Yeah. So the thing about value is that oftentimes when we think about marketing, value equates to information. Like if I'm not giving people information, then I'm not being valuable. But what I want to kind of dispel about that is that all value means is, like I said, is that what are they getting out of it? Value can be information, but it could be inspiration. It could be laughter. It could be anything that somebody is walking away with from your videos. It doesn't need to be, oh, the value I provided was a market update on this, this, and this. But what it can be is, hey, I just had this entertainment is value. Like that's one that we forget sometimes. I had this funny story happen at an open house, and so this is what happened and blah blah blah. And I thought I'd share that with you guys on a crazy weekend like this one or something like that. It's value. Value is what do they get out of it. Oops. When it comes to value, there's a slightly larger well, not slightly, much larger mindset with marketing called jab, 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 right hook. Now, there's a whole literal book dedicated to this, but the idea here is that a jab is value you provide a client or a person without expecting anything in return. This goes beyond just social media marketing. This is an idea that goes across all marketing. But the idea is that a jab is, hey, here is a postcard with, or the fridge magnet with the football schedule. Here is a local event that we're hosting or that we're donating to. Here is something that you might not have known that, even something as simple as the set your clocks, the spring forward, fall back sort of a thing. Like that is a jab. That is, here's something for you without me trying to sell you. The right hook is the sell. The right hook is saying, hey, a referral is the best, review you can give, or are you looking for a home evaluation? Do you know anybody looking to sell? Do you want to sell? That's the right hook. The right hook is the sales pitch, essentially. And if all you do over and over and over is it's just right hook, right hook, right hook, you don't jab, that's what creates the sense of this person is just trying to sell me something. This person doesn't care. They're turning every Facebook post into an ad, right? Like you could just do a graphic or a post that says, hey, don't forget to spring forward this weekend. And then that's the post. But somebody else could go, looking to spring forward, how about spring into a new home? Call me today about blah, 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 right? Like literally we've all seen them where every post becomes a sales pitch. That's also not very helpful. So the more value you provide without expecting anything in return, the more valuable you become. So I'm not saying that you should be doing your job for free. That is the last thing that I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that when you're trying to convince somebody that, hey, I'm somebody that you want to work with, I know this area, I know this community, the more of that information you provide without saying, well, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to even talk to this person until I have paperwork signed, then the more valuable you become because you're giving and you're already making yourself feel like this digital mayor or feel like this single source of truth for all things real estate. So this is what I mentioned a second ago. This is important in all aspects, right? This isn't just digital marketing, but this is print. This is advertising. This is why so much of what Coldwell Banker is about, especially to use Coldwell, but to use really any of our brands. The Homes for Dogs project was a project or the St. Jude stuff that they do now, no matter how much value that they're providing there, that still has a marketing angle to it. Even though it's not the core intention, people go, look at the value they're providing. Look at what their agents are doing. You're already making yourself feel more valuable because of the connections you have and the industries that you're kind of working with or donating to, etc. So The more valuable your content, we move on to number 2, engagement. The more valuable your content, the more engagement you will receive. What does engagement mean? Engagement basically means, does somebody interact with your content? Engagement is analytical and anecdotal. What I mean by that, just because I like alliteration, the alliteration of analytical and anecdotal. See, I'm still doing okay. I'm still all here. What I mean by that is that the more engaging your ads are, let's talk about social media or Google or whatever, the better your analytics are going to be, because the content is more valuable. So you're going to get more clicks, you're going to get more views, you're going to get more lead gen or leads through the lead gen and stuff like that. And anecdotal is the conversations you have with people about A, B, or C. So, hey, I saw your content. That was really great. I saw the post you did on Facebook. We had an agent in DAP one time say that, in Digital Accelerator, say that one of her clients came up to her and said, "Oh, I love that article that you posted the other day about blah, blah, blah." And she goes, "Oh, great, thanks. That's so great to hear." And then the agent was like, "I need to go back and see what article that was so I know what they're talking about." But like, that's anecdotal, right? Where it's like, "Hey, I heard this, I watched your video, etc." But engagement simply means they interacted with your ad or with your content. This is something that's a little bit outside of the realm of the BombBomb presentation. But one of the things that I showed earlier in this presentation was that poor customer service is 49% of people will stop following or interacting with a brand or a social media page because of poor customer service. And one of the biggest pieces of poor customer service is lack of response or lack of engagement. If somebody emails you, if someone sends you a message, if someone fills out a lead form, engage back, respond to that, reach back out to them. The exact same thing goes here with video. If someone watches your video and they reply, say something so that they know that they're being heard. So what happens with these is that if you have valuable content and it's engaging to those people and you're engaging back, what you start to build is relationships. And this is where we're going to start to dive into the content aspect of things, because when it comes to relationships, this can be true for new clients and leads, but it can also be true for your current sphere of influence. I have a couple of stories I'm going to share that I share most of the time. So if you have the JD drinking or the JD bingo card, you could probably fill out a couple of squares here. But I had an agent. This is from a Facebook group. Preamble. An agent in the Las Vegas area shared in this Facebook group one time that he had a client, and it was a $6 million home that they bought. Everything went great. Everything closed normally. 12 months later, he sees that that home is on the market again, and he checks in the MLS, and it finds out that that client sold that home and bought another one in the same price range with a different realtor. And he reached out to the client and said, "Hey, I saw that you guys sold the home. Like, congrats. I'm glad you guys, hopefully found your dream home. Just curious, is there any reason why you didn't work with me this time? Just want to make sure I'm a better agent." And they said, "No, there's no reason besides that we just couldn't remember your name. And so we had a friend, we asked a friend for a referral. We loved working with you. We couldn't remember how to get in contact with you." And the reason he was sharing this horror story was that he said from the day of closing, he did not reach out once to his clients after the day that they closed. Not a "how is the home going," not a postcard campaign, not an email campaign, nothing. To the point that a year later, he lost out on $12 million in value because he did not build a relationship. Flipping that, using BombBomb and using video, I had an agent in the Holland, Michigan office a few years ago shoot an intro video. Literally, it was about 70 seconds, and it was, "This is who I am. This is why I got into real estate. Here's what sets me apart, and here's what I love about what I do." And he was going to a listing appointment in 2 days and sent the client that video, and just said, "I'm looking forward to meeting you in a couple of days. Here's an introductory video if you have time to watch it beforehand." And he walked into that appointment 2 days later and shook the lady's hand, and she said, "I feel like I already know you because of the video that you sent me." He walked in with a leg up, having never met this person before, because from her words, "I feel like I know you because of the video you sent me." That is value there. The value is that this video was effective at getting to know what this agent was like. What is his personality? What are his mannerisms? How am I going to feel when I'm sitting in a room with this person? It was engaging because she watched it and then said something about it, but it started to build the relationship, because she was already like, "Hey, I already know you. I'm excited." And he, of course, got the listing. So it's a perfect example of all three of of the value, of the engagement, and of the relationship. So, whoopsies, where did all of my, oh, wait, I have to go up here. There we go. So it's true for new clients and leads, people you've never met before. It's also true for your current sphere of influence. Relationships are how you become impactful for years, not just one transaction. And this is the last, and this is why I love BombBomb so much when it comes to video, is that I say this a lot in other trainings and a lot of conversations, but sometimes we can get so focused on marketing the properties, which we should and need to do for our jobs. Don't get me wrong, but you have to remember that you are your business. You are the reason why someone wants to work with you. Your brand is part of that, and the listings you have is part of that. But that all feeds into, do I want to work with this person and feel okay with that? I think about my parents who are trying to sell their home right now, or they're going to be selling their home right now. When I recommended an agent in one of our offices, I said, this person is somebody who will do a very good job for you. And they trusted that. I didn't go, don't worry about the person, but here are some of their listings they have right now. And don't even want to know who that person looks like, right? Like the person is the business. The properties, the listings are, to simplify it, the product, and are a part of that decision, but you are the bedrock of it. So real quick before I take a break, do we have, I want to see, make sure this one, yeah. I'll go over this in a second here because I want to get there. But anybody have any questions so far just on that aspect, that, value plus engagement equals relationships? Okay. So let's talk video then, and then we'll talk BombBomb. We're kind of going down the ladder like that. I'll be quick. I just like to give some stats. Video's here to stay. In 2020, 4 out of every 5 minutes were spent watching video. That were 4 to 5 minutes online were spent watching video. 80% of time spent online was spent watching video content. Video gets 1,200% more shares than text and images combined. And platforms are reinventing themselves to be more video centric. Like, that was a big thing. I don't need to get into that with TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, but the platforms themselves are going more video as opposed to less. So us trying to resist that is only going to be shooting ourselves in the foot from an advertising perspective. So I share all these things just because I don't want there to be any misconception that video is this next up and coming thing. Video is where we are now. This is what you should be doing for your clients, what you should be doing in your business to market yourself. And I know that this bottom point might sound just like easier said than done. Once you start, it gets easier. Like, that is one thing that I have found with every agent that I've seen start video. Once you start, it gets easier. So some real quick tips on the videos themselves, and this is where we're going to get into the BombBomb part of things. Leverage your smartphone. You don't need a big fancy camera. You just need this guy right here. What's next? Doesn't need to be scripted. We're going to talk about that a lot with BombBomb in a second. For the first time you're doing a video, if you're new to it, do a practice video. Do a video that you only send to JD, or you only send to your partner, or only send to another agent in the office or your ASC. Do a video that's not meant for everybody yet, but that helps you get the idea of how you feel when you're on camera. Or have someone in the room with you. I say this a lot, but like, if you're not used to talking to the camera, talking to the light, have, again, a partner, one of your kids, your ASC, another agent right behind the camera, so that you can feel like you're talking to them as opposed to talking to the light and having it in your eyes and stuff like that. So what I want to talk about mainly, your own worst critic, get over it. Content. When we're doing a video, when we're shooting a video, what is the value of the video? So that's the first thing I want you guys to think about when you think about shooting a video. If I go to my email and I'm going to send a BombBomb video and I click compose and I pull up my little video recorder, what am I going to be doing here? Now, for my job in digital marketing, as you guys probably know, a lot of it is troubleshooting. I can see myself now while I'm talking. A lot of it is, hey, JD, this isn't working. Can you help me out? And I'll shoot a little video to show you how to do A, B, or C. This is where you go to click on this. Here's where you go to this, et cetera, et cetera. That's a big part of it for me. For you, if you have a new lead that someone says, hey, can you come work, or a new referral where Becky goes, oh, you should work with JD. He's great. He's up in Michigan, et cetera. and then I'm reaching out to that person for the first time, my goal there, my value is an introduction. This is who I am. I'm hoping you can get to know me through this video. I'm hoping it's valuable to you in that way. But when you're doing a video, what is the value? And remember that value is such a broad topic. It is not just what is the information. It is what kind of it is what are you getting out of this? Now, real quickly, one of the tips that I showed you guys earlier, like a minute ago, was don't script a video. You do not need to script a video. It is about the message, not the memorization. Here's what's great though. If you go to BombBomb, if you were to use the BombBomb platform itself, and you click on new video, I can shoot a video right here, but I also have a recording notes section right here. I've talked about this before, but what this allows me to do is have some notes here on screen about my topics and be able to reference those, because like literally, I mean, I can go back and forth like that. But while I'm talking and recording, I can kind of look down just a little bit as opposed to down to my notebook over here. I can just look at the recording notes and remember and stay on track with what I wanted to do. Because maybe I wanted to do, my notes are market update April 2023, because I know I'm going to say March. And I'll say days on market up. I'll say, average sales price up. And I'll do monthly inventory down. And maybe I want to put the numbers there, right? Days on market up 4%, average sales price up 3.9%, monthly inventory down 1.2%, right? So those are my notes. That's what I put there, so I don't have to reference what's down here or another sheet or whatever. But when I'm not writing a whole script, right? I'm not saying, hello, welcome to JD's April, blah, blah, blah. I'm saying this is the info that I want to make sure I don't forget, so that when I'm shooting the video, it's right there for me to reference. And this is only for you. These notes are only for you. They don't get sent along with the video or anything like that. Those are literally only for you. They're discarded after you shoot the video. So that helps you at least stay on track with some of the videos you're trying to do when you're shooting them. So let's take a look at this. Is again, what I'm going to show you guys is a list. It is not a definitive list. It is a short, selection of ideas. But the first one really is the easiest, and probably the first video you should do is an introduction video. An introduction video can literally be used in so many different ways, but be very short and simple to have someone get to know you. So I want to put a very practical trick into play here. And I'm going to do that with the market and area updates as well. But with both of these, the introduction video and the market area updates, I want to show you guys with each of them, a way to make things work together so it's less work for you down the road. So here's what I want to do. An introduction video could be used in so many different ways, right? I could use it when I'm talking to a referral for the first time. I could use it after I've been talking to somebody who I have a listing appointment with. I could use it when I have a new lead. But I don't want to record a video every single time I do any of those things. So I'm going to shoot a stock video, if you will, a kind of generic one that I can use whenever I want to do that. So watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go into Gmail and I'm going to click compose. And what I'm going to ultimately do here is create a Gmail template to use whenever I want to. So I'm going to write the subject line and say, video message from JD Waldvogel. Nice to meet you. Spell the word message right. And then I'm just going to say, hi there. Already, it's generic. It's not like hello, insert name. It's hi there. I'm so excited to get in touch with you, and hopefully, I don't know, I'm just gonna be a little cheesy here. Hopefully make your real estate dreams come true. I just came up with that line myself. I don't think anyone's ever used that, so that's just for me. Below, you'll find a short introductory video so you can get to know a little more about me. If you have any questions, please respond, but I will also be reaching out shortly. Reaching out over the phone, let's just say over the phone shortly. So I have a little paragraph there, and now I'm going to shoot my video. I'm going to click my little record button right here. And I'm not going to pretend I'm a realtor. I'm just going to pretend that I'm me because I don't have the brain power to get into a role right now. But I'm going to do this. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1. Good. Hi, it's JD Waldvogel here, local digital marketing and technologies manager in Holland, Michigan. Now watch this. I might go, holy crap, JD, bad start, try again. So I did those few seconds because guess what? That is what I'm thinking. But instead of just throwing it all to the side, I stopped recording and I'm just going to hit re-record. I'm going to try again. No problem. We'll try it again. We're going to go. Hey guys, JD Waldvogel here. I'm the digital marketing and technologies manager for Schmidt family of companies. And I just want to give you an opportunity to get to know a little bit about me. So I live in Grand Rapids, Michigan right now, even though I serve the whole company and love to travel to all of our offices. Grand Rapids is sort of my home base. I've been with the company for almost 7 years now, which is crazy. I've seen us go from just over 1,000 agents to just over 2,000 now, to seeing our marketing group grow, our company grow, our regions, and it's been a blast. My job mainly entails helping from a company perspective, where are we going from a digital marketing aspect, working with our offices and regions, and then most importantly, working with you, the agents, making sure that your marketing is doing as effective as it can, and that you feel comfortable with what you're doing and the tools and stuff like that. So that's a bit about my job, but of course, more importantly is who I am. You can even see in the background here, you see a little play horse and an amp. Those are two of the biggest parts of my life. I've got twin boys who are 2.5 now. Literally today, April 6th, they are 2.5 today, and they are the best thing about life. I'm also a musician, hence the amp, and play music and release stuff, and it's a great passion and something I really enjoy doing. But ultimately, what I love the most about what I do is working with people, is working with our agents, our company, our marketing group, and I really look forward to getting to do that every day. So if you have questions about any of our technologies, anything I can help you with, please don't hesitate to give me a call, to reach out, and I look forward to talking with you soon. Have a great day. So there's the video, done and done. I click save. Maybe it's about 90 seconds, maybe a little long. Maybe I could have cut a little bit out there, but ultimately really not all that bad. So yours, of course, will all be different because it's about you. And you're going to be talking about your real estate career. But look what happens now. This is the email. I've got the subject matter. I've got my little script there, and I've got my video with the wave. I always like to start a video with a wave so that you can tell it's a live video. So I might go, this is a great email, or this is a good template email so that I can make some changes here and there, but I want to really save this. So here's what you can do in Gmail. Bottom row down here, I'm not going to be able to zoom in too much without getting kind of funky, but bottom row next to send and all your attachments and stuff, the very last icon is 3 dots and it says more options. And remember, this is going to be recorded, so you can go back to this. If I click those 3 dots, there's a section here called templates. And I can go over here, so some of them that I've already done, but I could also go down to save draft as template and do save as new. So I'm just going to do video message from JD, and then I'm going to call myself, I'm going to say, and I'm just going to call it introduction video, and I'm going to click save. So then I'm just, sorry, Becky, you can ignore this, but I'm going to send this to Becky Borchi. Say, here's my video, send it to her. Great, she gets my video. And then I go, the next day I go, oh, hey, I got another person to send this to. I can go to compose. I can go down here to the corner of my 3 dots again, go to templates, and choose my introduction video. And just like that, it's all recreated right there. I got actually the subject matter. Okay, so whatever the subject matter is will stay the same. So I'm going to make that video message or introduction video from JD Waldvogel. So that just saved me the hassle of having to rewrite the script or rewrite the text, reshoot the video, but I can go in here and make a couple changes, right? Like maybe I already spoke to this person, so a lot of this is great. But I might just say, instead of saying I'm excited to get in touch with you, I might just say it's exciting. It was great getting to speak with you, and hopefully I can help make your real estate dreams come true, right? So I changed a couple of the lines, but it still saved me from having to redo the entire thing every single time. So what I like about this is that I can shoot the video and then reuse it over and over down the road. And I'm glad, Lynn, I use it's a really cool combination because Lynn just wrote that this is helpful. It's a cool combination of using BombBomb and using Gmail to actually make something a little bit smoother, because now this is here for me to use whenever. Now, 6 months from now, if I have a short haircut and shave, I might want to reshoot that video so that they don't see this schmuck and then another guy shows up. But this is essentially evergreen. What that means is that this is essentially something that they can use that I can use whenever I want moving forward. So I'm going to delete that one real quick there and go back to the list, because again, that was just one of the videos that I wanted, or one of the ideas that I wanted to talk about. The next one, whoops, I'm getting all screwed up here. And my presentation is going to be where? Presentation is going to be right here. So the next one that I want to talk about is market and area updates. This is one that I talk about all the time. Like, again, sharing market information right now is absolutely critical in your marketing. It's something that we talked about on our digital marketing team huddle this morning, what was going on in the market. It's also something that people don't understand the way that you do, because all they hear or see are headlines or news snippets. They don't get the full picture. They just get a little bit here and there. So you have the opportunity to brand yourself as the local expert on what's going on in the market. Now, what's interesting about this is that when I did this at Innovation Exchange, basically what I did was I pulled up some market stats from the Sunstar MLS, or one of the MLSs in our Sunstar Florida region, looked at the info, made some notes, and then said, okay, I've got my information here. I can shoot a video with this. Now, there is another tool from Coldwell Banker Corporate that's going to make it even easier for me to do that. Now, this is a Coldwell specific tool. I believe that at least Sotheby's and perhaps C21 have similar tools like this, but this one is specifically in CB Desk. So I'm going to go to mycbdesk.com. Hope that I'm already logged in. Nope. Let's see if I can get into this one quick. Beautiful. And I'm going to go to a tool called MarketQuest. I don't know if you guys know about MarketQuest. Apparently, it's been around for about a year now. I've only been using it for like 3 or 4 months, and I love it. And let me show you why. MarketQuest is a tool released by corporate that gathers that market information without you needing to. So I'm going to go down. I have access to all of our MLSs, but I'm going to go to the see if I can find the Michirik right here, which is the Michigan one. And I'm going to use this in MLS. So there's a bunch of stuff I can do here, but I can take a look at market trends and market snapshots specifically. So just for the sake of it, I'm going to do market snapshot. Now, I live in Grand Rapids right now, but I was born and raised in a city called Rockford, which is about, 15, 20 minutes north of where I am now. So for my report, I'm just going to put Rockford in, and I'm going to say the city of Rockford. And I'm going to make sure that my filter down here was monthly I'm going to do for March of 2023. So last month. And here's what it's going to do for me. It's going to create a market snapshot of what happened in Rockford compared to, I believe it's compared to the month previous. Let me make sure that that's correct. Edit data points. Yeah. So change percentage over the last month. So compared to the previous 3 months average, not just the last month, but the previous 3 months. So we're looking at March versus December, January, February. Here's what I love about this. I don't need to go gather this information anymore. I have it all here right now for me to use. I don't need to look at the graphs and look at the stats and go, okay, so the average here is this compared to this. It's done for me. So when we talk about doing a video for a market snapshot or what's going on in your community, maybe you do a monthly video to your sphere, maybe you put one on social media, but I can do the exact same thing here. I can go to BombBomb and I could say, maybe I'm just going to, I can go to Gmail. No, let's do it differently this time. Let's go to BombBomb because I want to show all the different functions. So I can go to emails here. If you have an account, I'm in bombbomb.com. I'm going to go to my emails. I'm going to click new email and do an advanced one, which allows me to use all these templates. And I'm just going to find one of our templates here with all of our DVAs here. So I'll just keep going with the whole Rockford thing, and I'll find the Schmidt Realtors one quick. Right here. So I've got a template that I can put my video in here. But what I'm also going to do just for fun is I'm going to add a header here. So I'm going to go to layout. I'm going to pull some text over right here. And I'm just going to type in all caps, March 2023 market, or I'll do April 2023 market update, because it's going to be using April's data, or sorry, March's data, but for the sake of April. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to make that super duper big so that people know what they're seeing here, underline it, and I don't know, if we make it a different color, I'll make it a deep, very deep, do a bright red. No, I would never do, you know what, no, that's not even cool. I shouldn't even do red because that's Remax. Let's just go ahead and do a fun, whatever. It's not even, it's the least important part of this entire presentation, but once you get focused on it, it's hard to come up with something else. So I got my logo, I've got this. Now I'm going to shoot my little market update, but here's what I'm going to do instead. Instead of having to gather all that data, I'm going to go to click to add a video. I'm going to record a video. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit record, and then I'm going to switch over to this screen so that A, I don't have to look at myself, and B, I can look at the data in front of me and have it look like I'm still talking to those people. So here's what I'm going to do. Ready? We're going to go 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, JD here. It is time for our April 2023 market update. So as always, I'm going to share with you guys the statistics and the stats from March 2023 in comparison to the previous 3 months so that we can kind of see a trend of where we're going. So let's take a look at Rockford real quick. The median sales price for March 2023 was $480,000, which is up 22% over the past 3 months, which means, and that's, well, BombBomb people, I'll get back to that in a second, which means that home prices are still on the rise. Now, one thing that I hear a lot of the time is that homes are sitting longer, right? Homes are sitting longer on the market. There's less buyers out there. Now, that might be true in certain pockets of the market or certain markets in the country. But for us specifically in Rockford this year, or in April, March, the average days on market was 44 days. Compared to the previous 3 months, that's actually down 15%. Homes are sitting less on the market. Now, a big part of that is because the last 3 months include the holidays of Christmas and New Year's and stuff. But in general, not only are we seeing a normal ramp up, we're also seeing more listings going on the market. And the last stat that I want to share to help with that is that there were 39 new listings in the city of Rockford alone in March 2023, which is up 65%. So what I want you to hear from this report is that, yes, we're coming out of a cyclical market with the holidays and stuff dying down, but we're also going right back on the normal trends of where we normally are, and sales prices are still going up. Days on market are going down, new listings are going up, and sales prices are going up. So if you're thinking about listing your home, now is still a great time to do it because the market is showing us that there are still buyers out there who want to buy a home. So if you have any questions about the data, if you want to hear some more of it, or if you want to talk about what your home could be worth, I'd love to give you a call. Let me know, and I hope to be in touch soon. Bye now. Then I'd get back to my screen. I'd pause it. So that was about a 2-minute update, and there were a few blubs in there, right? Where I was trying to talk to you guys specifically, which I'll do in a second here. But when I click Save Video, I now have a templated project here, templated email with my video right there, but I didn't have to write anything down. I didn't have to do anything else. That's a horrible thumbnail, but don't worry. When I send it, it's not going to look like that. But for the sake of us talking now, I really want to change that because boy, oh, that is not cool. We're going to just look at a different screen for a second. DAP team, if you're watching this, do not screenshot that because we will have a talk if I see that anywhere on Slack later today. But what I want to, what's important to me about that is exactly what we did earlier, which is one, we just took another tool that we have from corporate and we leveraged it with BombBomb to create effective content. So I can look at the market data. It takes less time for me now because I'm not going and finding all the info. It's there for me. I can shoot the video while looking at it, and then I can send it out. And it's all directly from the MLS. So it's super accurate compared to a Zillow estimate or the Redfin data that you can see and stuff like that. Last thing I want to say about that particular topic is one thing you guys heard me do a couple of times, one because I specifically called it out, is I stopped and said, what this means for you, A, B, C, D, whatever it was. I didn't just share the data. I didn't just look at the information and go, The median sales price was up 22%. The number of properties sold was up 47%. The average days on market was down 15%. Because you have to remember that the people you're talking to most of the time are not other realtors. They are your sphere. They are people who don't know the market like you do. So when you're sharing information, part one is share the info. Part two is tell me why I should care about that, or what does that mean to me. So when I say homes on or days on market are down 15%, it's then on me to tell you why that matters if you're thinking about buying a home or selling a home. It doesn't have to be a whole long, structured high school essay, but it can be exactly what I just was doing. Is that there were 39 new listings in March compared to the last 3 months, which is up 65% on average. What that means is that there are people out there who are selling their home. There are homes on market. This idea that there's a fear of listing your home isn't actually as true based on the market data. So it's just a simple little thing of let me tell you what the data is, and let me tell you why that matters to you. That's the value part. So I'm not going to spend as long on the next few topics, but on those two in particular, any questions about those topics, those tools, etc.? Okay, let me go over a few other topics really quick that you could do for videos that I'm not going to labor on as hard as I did with these ones, but they're still really powerful ideas. One of the most obvious ones is probably a listing tour, right? You have a new listing, or you're hosting an open house and you do a quick little tour with that open house, and then you send it to your sphere. That helps show the home, that helps show you, right? It's FaceTime with you, but it's also marketing the property and showing that you are out and about doing these things. A Q&A in the tip of the day, those are somewhat similar things in my book, but basically it's sharing information on home ownership or the real estate process. It might not be a market update, it might not be a listing tour, but I know that I do this almost every time. But I want to call out Becky here, because she actually does a series on BombBomb with her agents called Becky's Business Bits, I think, if I got that right. Okay, so what she does, or to make it applicable to realtors in their sphere, the business bits are not necessarily market updates, but they're things that are helpful to an agent's job. Or, hey, what does this term mean? So applying that to your sphere is just as powerful. My easy go-to is, I'm just going to completely plagiarize and say, JD's business bits or JD's real estate bits or whatever. And I say, hey guys, welcome back. I love to share information on what happens in the real estate market, because I know that some terms can be really confusing. And today what I wanted to talk about is why it's important to have to be pre-approved before you go on a tour of a home, and what does pre-qualified mean versus pre-approved. And then you spend as dumbed down as you can, 45 seconds, 60 seconds, explaining what that is. What is pre-approved, what is pre-qualified, what's the difference, and why does that matter to me in my real estate journey? I use the Q&A aspect because you could literally phrase that as, I had a client ask me the other day, what's an appraisal versus an inspection? I mean, it might be something super simple to us, but for people on their first time buying a home or first time selling a home, they might be really confused. So you can phrase it as, here's, JD's real estate wisdom or something like that, right? And then tip of the day can also be, and this is where these last kind of 3 points, I know I don't have the screen up, but it's tip of the day, 3 cool new blank, and show off around town. This is where you can really shine with your personality. So tip of the day literally can mean anything that is related to real estate, to home ownership. I've had agents that I've seen who also like to fix up houses, their own little local HGTV, and they would do videos each week or every other week giving updates on what the status of the home was, but also how they did these things. So, hey, one big thing right now is, I don't know, shiplap walls, or I don't know I don't even know the words I'm saying. Shiplap walls right now. And it seems like it might be kind of complicated to do, but we found a really cool and budget-friendly way of doing that. So we wanted to show you real quick. And then 3 cool new blank or show off around town. These are things that help brand you, right? They help brand you as the agent and as the community go-to person. So using what I've just talked about in my little intro video, I've got kids and I like music. I, in my town, could do a monthly little video where maybe I go to my favorite music venues in town. And I go, hey guys, JD here. It's April. Today we're at the Pyramid Scheme. This is one of my favorite venues. Just wanted to share a couple cool things about it and recommend checking it out. The next month I go, hey guys, we're at Van Andel Arena, completely different, but here's blah, 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 right? Where it's not a long video. It's not a super high produced thing. It's 30 to 40 seconds. It's 30 to 60 seconds saying, this is why I love living where I do. This is why I love doing what I do. I've had agents who do that with golf. I've had agents who do that with running. They show their favorite running trails around town. But what it does is it's sharing information. There's value there, but there's also value in getting to know you. This is what's important to me. This is what I like. Because again, you hear this so much, but it's important to remember people work with people that they like, that they know, and that they trust. And building a relationship hopefully helps build all three of those categories. They know you a little bit better, they like you a little bit more, and they trust you a little bit more because they can tell that you know what you're doing. Now, here's where one of the differences with BombBomb comes into place versus just a Facebook video or something like that. Because BombBomb connects in with your email, with you, either you can import all your contacts into BombBomb or you can connect it with Gmail so that you can see what I was doing earlier where it's right there. It allows me to get more front and center with these videos than I can with Facebook necessarily. And you guys know me, I'm all about video on social media. I just shared with you those stats earlier. But one of the advantages that this has, that when I do a video on Facebook, I shoot a 60-second video, or I do my market update and I share it there, I'm hoping that the algorithm is going to put that in front of people, that my sphere is going to see that, or that they're going to, maybe I'm going to boost it and put some ad money behind it. But my hope is that people want to stop and watch that, or hope that they, as they're scrolling, they go, oh, JD has another video. They'll watch that and go, okay, cool. And then they'll move on from there. What BombBomb allows me to do is get my content in front of the people that I already know, my sphere, right in their inbox. I can say, hey, here's a video, here's a market update. My subject matter is, JD's April market update, and I click send, and then it shows up right there. And as we saw with the email that I sent earlier, and I can go down here, let me go down to the one that I sent Becky. When they open it up, this is what they see. They see me in motion. They don't just see a little YouTube link. They click on this and they can start watching the video. I don't have my screen up, I realized, but you get the idea. See, this is where the sickness brain really gets into it, where I can go to the emails here and I can open it up, and this is what you see. You see me in motion. I always tell people that BombBomb always had whenever when we were building our contracts and stuff with them, they would always have like a little whiteboard. And what did I write on this one? They would write something like "Hi JD" in much better handwriting with not a pen, but the little motion that you'd see in the email would be them holding up the sign and waving so that I could tell that it was personal to me. Sometimes if you have a weird face, it might look a bit like a hostage situation, but if you do it a little normally, it just goes, it's like, hi JD, and you're doing a little wave and they know that it's for them, and then they open it up. So yours might say April market update. Maybe it has a green arrow going up, or it has, for April, it has Easter eggs, right? It's a fun little way to insert more of your personality into what you're doing, because the thing that I never want us to lose sight of with video is that the goal of these videos is building relationships. It is building the relationship and the trust between you and an agent, or you and a client. And any of these topics that we're looking at here, when we talk about a market update, or here's a cool thing that you can do in town, or get to know me, that's the goal of all of them, is get to know you, so that by the time you are in a position to talk to somebody about selling their home, they already feel like they know you, they already feel comfortable with you, or they trust you, or any of the above. So let me share this list one more time, but I also, like I said, just to really drill this home, this is not a definitive list. This is a bunch of ideas of videos: an introductory video, a market or an area update, a tour of a property, a Q&A on the real estate market or terminology, or a tip of the day in terms of home ownership or something. 3 cool new blanks. Here's in interior decoration, or in lawn, or in, I don't know, landscaping. I don't know, I said landscaping. Hey, here's 2 or 3 cool things that you could do in your market. Here are my favorite flowers to plant, and here are the best times to do them. And then just show off around town. And what's cool is that one of the last thing that I want to talk about in terms of content, let me finish this thought first, actually, is that, like I said, this is a short list. You might have an idea for a video that you go, oh, I want to do this. Great. Okay, do it. And then you do that thing, right? It's not definitive here. But what I like about a lot of these things, to kind of tie things back to the last point here, is that a lot of these are things that you can make regular in your schedule. Because the final thing I want to talk about in terms of BombBomb and video is that people, it's so easy to fall off the ladder. It's so easy to say, I'm going to do video and I have all these ideas and then never do it. And maybe do 1 or 2 and say, I'm going to do this every month and then never do it. So I want to share with you guys one of my personal tips and tricks for this. And I'm going to unblur my background just so that you can see it better. So never mind the horse and stuff like that. Let me see your backgrounds. None is that I personally use a desk calendar. So I'll go to May real quick. I have this on my desk. It's old school, as we all like to say. But what I can do here is I can say every Monday, every first day of the month, I'm going to do my market update video. And I'm going to put that on my calendar. And then maybe 2 weeks later, I'm going to do a video that is, one of my around GR videos or around town videos, or even just like literally anything. I'm going to write that there. And then on the next month, I'm going to do the same thing. On the 1st, I'm going to write market update. On the 15th, I'm going to write, around town video. And then the only thing left to do at that point is to literally do it. Because putting it on your calendar is going to help you help remind you. But I say this every time. This is not a magic software that's just going to put you in a video without you having to be in the video. Staying on track with your schedule is one of the hardest parts. That's why I like to have things written down. That's why we use project management systems in the marketing group to keep ourselves accountable to what we say we're going to do. When you do a video, you might not be going, oh, if I'm doing this video, I'm going to make Mia happy because she asked me to do this video for her as a client. But what I'm doing is I'm doing this for me and for my business. And all of a sudden, and I've seen, I mean, it goes to the anecdotal part, but the consistency of doing videos. I have had clients stop agents on the street and say, I see your videos online all the time. Can you give me your card? Because my wife and I want to sell. I've seen people go, hey, your videos are great. I send them to my friends so that they can get the market information too. But it is the consistency that makes it possible. It's the consistency that gets people, you get your hooks in them and they want to see more of the information. They expect that information from you. As a third example, I've seen it where people miss a video. They don't do one when they're supposed to. And their friends say, hey, where was your video last week? You always do the market updates at the beginning of the month. That's the position you want to be in, where people are counting on you for this stuff because they see you as the expert. So when they have somebody else asking them, they go to you about it. So that's kind of what I wanted. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Was I wanted to share value, share content that brings value, and why that's so important. Because I say this with every aspect of digital marketing: knowing how to do something is half the battle. Having the motivation to do it and the understanding of why it's valuable is the other part. So, any questions before we wrap up on any of the stuff we talked about? Ideas? Is this okay? Is this not okay? Stuff like that. Okay. Last thing I'm going to show, literally last thing, just a reminder of where you can find out more about BombBomb. It is, of course, in Schmidt Resources. If you go to Schmidt Resources, you have the link to sign up right here with our company discount. It's less than half from the inverse, less than half of how much it costs for you to go purchase this as an agent by yourself. We've had agents who leave and go, hey, I still use BombBomb? Can I have the company deal? We're like, yeah, not really, bro. It's not how that works. But the value is there. If you want more direct plans on how to implement this in your business, right underneath that, we have their BombBomb Real Estate Action Plan. This is a plan that they have in place to help you as realtors, not just people doing video, to help you as realtors build business with your stuff. There's a section here on increasing appointment and conversions. They have the ideas here. They have the videos for me to watch as examples, tips, lead responses, all of this stuff. These are videos you can go to right now and watch to help give you more real world examples of using BombBomb in your business. So take a look at that. Again, the other informationals are on Schmidt Resources, and you always have me as your resource. The very, very last thing I'll say that I say at every BombBomb session is, if you've never shot a video before, I will be your guinea pig. Send me the first video. Say, hey, this is my first attempt. How does it look? I can guarantee you that it's going to be far better than you think it is. We are our own worst critics, and we never give ourselves enough kudos for putting ourselves out there, because this is a differentiator. For all of you guys that are on this call that are agents, there are not 7 or 8 other agents in your office using BombBomb. There are maybe 1 or 2. There are maybe 0. And you could be the one to set yourself apart, not just in your office, but in your market, by doing stuff like this. So thank you guys for your time. We'll have another session next month. We're going to do this every month to make sure that you feel like you have the information and that you need to equip yourself to be successful. If you have questions, you guys know how to reach me. Otherwise, have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next time. And have a great Easter weekend, guys. Talk to you later.
Thank you, JD.
Thanks,
Have a great
guys.
Easter.
Bye, guys.